That's it there. Lucky Liverpool.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
There we go. So it's on.
Yes. What we saying, guys? Steve, how are we doing, man?
Good, man. Good. Been a long day, man. Long day in London. I'm using somebody else's studio, so it's a bit mad.
Someone else's studio? They've got your face on.
Mate, this studio, it's got screens everywhere, and I've just done my show. We Are the South Stand, so that's why it's got my head there.
All right. What studio are you in?
I'm using Daps, MCFC Daps. He's coming to Madrid with me tomorrow, so I'm staying not far from his house, so he just said jump in the studio here. So it's got a good setup to be honest. I don't want to move anything and show you because it's took him about an hour to set me up.
Fair dues. And shout out Daps, man, for letting him use your studio, innit? All my days, so much to talk about, Steve. As always, we got Liverpool match yesterday. Was it a good result? Was it a bad result? Is the league done? Is it not? Have we blown it? Have we won it? We've got Atletico Madrid news and talk about that. Obviously, huge game over in Spain, which obviously you've just mentioned you're going to. So yeah, lots to talk about, guys. Before we get into it, make sure you drop a like on the channel, on the stream if you've not done so already. We've got 200 people in already, which is pretty mad because we just started. 64 likes, so let's see if we can get that up to 100 likes rapid. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and of course, go check out Big Steve's socials. We'll put it up on screen in just a second. So, Steve, I mean, I'm a bit disappointed, mate. And I want to tell you why I'm disappointed. And the reason I'm disappointed, right, is because we're top of the league. 7 games to go. We've got the easier fixtures than Liverpool. And people are down in the dumps, bro. And I don't get it.
Yeah, man, I've seen it myself. People just need to calm down. It's like there was three scenarios coming out of that game. Yeah. We come out of that game a point ahead. We come out of that game 4 points ahead, or we come out of that game 2 down. We came out a point ahead. I'm taking it. And at the end of the day, don't forget, we were up against the best goalkeeper in the world, best left back in the world, best right back in the world, best centre back in the world, the best midfield in the world, the best fans in the world, the best manager in the world. We was up against all that. Yeah, they were coming to our city. They were in momentum. They were going to smash us off the park because the Liverpool. And they were going to go on and win the league. But I'm sorry to say it didn't happen. Yeah? The league is in our hands now. Our hands. So they can win every single game and still lose the league. We just win all our games and win the league. I know it sounds easy saying it, but at the end of the day, we've got to be confident. What a game of football it was, you know what I mean? Are we disappointed that we didn't win? 100%. Did we deserve to win? 100%. Did we lose? No. So at the end of the day, it's not doom and gloom. We're going into the Champions League quarter-final 1-0 up against Atletico Madrid. We've just drew with Liverpool in a great game of football, very tight, and we're still top of the league. So the old Man City mentality is creeping into people. I get it. We all get it. We were all shitting it at some point yesterday when it started a bit mad. When Raheem Sterling missed from fucking 6 yards in the first few minutes, we all thought, is it going to be one of them days? But listen, we've just got to be confident. I'm guaranteeing you now, they're not as confident as they was going into that game yesterday. Today, they wake up, arses are going. We wake up thinking, same as top of the league.
Yeah, no. And it, obviously, because we did our video yesterday, right? And controversially, maybe not controversially, titled the video, A Great Result. And the reason I thought it was a great result is because at the end of the day, Liverpool are the second best team in the world right now, yeah, and they were in momentum. Whilst I didn't buy the whole Liverpool, I'd rather be Liverpool because they got the momentum. I would never agree with that. I would always rather have the points on the board. But the fact is, they did have momentum, and they are the second best team in the world. So, yeah, I just think it was a great result, mate. 7 games to go. We've got 2 easy winnable games. I say easy, you know what I mean? We should be beating Brighton at home. We should be smashing Watford at home as well. So all of a sudden, it's then 5 games. You know what I mean? People are saying, it's 7 games. You should be winning the next 2 games pretty easily at a canter, really. So then all of a sudden, it's 5 games to the end of the season. As you say, we're playing Atletico as well. 1-0 up there. I think, to be honest, man, I ain't worried about Atletico Madrid, mate. Apparently, yeah, they just had a shocking time at the weekend as well, and I just I think I've seen them as well, right? We beat Atletico Madrid. We go through against Atletico Madrid. We beat Liverpool. We could be in the final of the FA Cup and in the semi-final of the Champions League and top of the league by the end of next week or by the end of this week. It's a massive week.
Madrid had a stink against Mallorca. They got beat. They didn't have a shot on goal. They've had 1 shot into the last 2 games on goal. Suarez was up front weekend. They can't play like they played against us in front of their own fans because they're fuming. So they need a result. So they're going to come out at us. I think that plays into our hands. Our lads are they going to be tired? I think so. Is he going to make changes? I think so. But no, we're going into the business end of the season now. Like you said, you couldn't ask for 2 better fixtures in the league coming up than what we've got. You know what I mean? And the game yesterday was a fantastic spectacle for the neutrals. But listen, City fans got behind that team yesterday. That Etihad Stadium that they keep all slagging off. Oh, you've got no fans and all that. What a load of bollocks. Because I tell you what, that South Stand yesterday was on it, mate. The whole stadium was on it. And we were right behind that team. And I think the players knew that. You know what I mean? Could have been easy once Liverpool equalised to drop and think, Liverpool. But we didn't. We carried on going. And credit to the Liverpool supporters. They got behind their side. And like you said before, 2 best teams, fighting it out. But listen, we're in a great position and people need to realise that and stop focusing on negative vibes, man. We're positive on this channel, innit? We're positive.
That's it, bro. That's it. What did you make of some of the performances then from the players? Obviously, Gabriel Jesus started, as did Raheem Sterling. I did think it was a bit mad, that, Steve, because when the team came out and we were doing the live watch along, obviously, and I was like, at the end of the season, and I think we discussed this actually a couple of weeks ago, it's highly likely, or you'd think, given Alvarez coming in, we expect him to come in the summer, and obviously we're hoping and, praying that Erling Haaland joins us in the summer as well, that Raheem Sterling or Gabriel Jesus is probably going to have to leave the football club because there simply won't be enough room in the squad. However, it's quite telling that in the biggest game of the season, Pep Guardiola started both of these players. That's kind of mad.
Well, he did say the other week that Sterling was arriving at the business end of the season. He always says he's arriving at the right time. So I did get the vibe that he was starting to think that Sterling's getting a bit of form. And it's mad that because when he was out of form last season, he played him in the biggest game in the Champions League final, where everyone was crying not to. But he is in a bit of form. He did look dangerous yesterday, Raheem. He did. But that chance he missed early doors, I mean, come on, man. I was just praying that wasn't going to be the chance what we were talking about at the end.
Yeah,
and thankfully for him, Kevin De Bruyne, who was absolutely magical yesterday, by the way, got the ball rolling. But you've got to give credit to Jesus as well, because this shows you that Pep trusts him. It shows you that Pep can ask him to do a job and really does put him in the big games. We went to Liverpool and he played him. We've come to Liverpool at home and he's played him. And yesterday, a lot of the lads put a shift in yesterday because the intensity was tremendous. But Jesus and Sterling yesterday, they did all right. They did really well. I was proud of them both.
Well, before the game and on Friday, what day is it? Yesterday, Sunday. So it was Saturday night. Yeah, we went live on Saturday night and we had a little bit of a live preview. Me and Jordan speaking about the game and that. And I actually said controversially, right, that I think Sterling should start as the striker. And the reason I thought he should start as the striker is because I think he's got the pace to get him behind the defence, which we did see for his offside goal. You know what I mean? The one that was, was it even offside? I don't even know. But the one thing that you've got to accept with Sterling, and it is quite a big con, is that his finishing in front of goal ain't that great. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird with Sterling because he can whip one in from the outside of the box, top bins, and you're like, oh yeah, talent, talent. But then in them sort of situations where the ball's being whipped across the goal, and all he needs to do is make contact and put it either side of the goalkeeper, that's not really his strength. So, you do have to take the pros and cons with Sterling in them positions. Yes, he gets in behind the defence. You're going to create lots of chances, but you're probably going to have to create 3 or 4 chances before he puts one in the back of the net. And it was just unfortunate that the offside goal was offside because the run was amazing, the pass was amazing, and the finish as well. He kept his composure. It was one of the best finishes I've seen from Sterling, but obviously it was offside, so in the end it didn't really matter. And on Gabby as well. Yeah, this guy, big game player in his day. You know what I mean? You think back to some of his best games in his City shirt. I'm thinking Real Madrid. I thought yesterday he was brilliant. He played in the early game at Anfield as well. He was good there. And it's just a weird one, mate, because one of them's going to have to leave in the summer. And it's going to be a bit sad to see him go because they're good players.
You say that, but you don't know, do you? You don't know with Pep. He could turn around and keep them both and just have better rotation. Do you know what I mean? There's a few players this season that have played probably a bit too many games than what you'd think. We're saying one of them's got to leave, but you just don't know with Pep. You know what I mean? You don't know. I mean, Sterling, you just hit the nail on the head there. You only have to look at yesterday's game. What's the easier chance to finish? The first one, and he misses, and then he goes through the second one. Alisson's cut the angle down, and you think to yourself, it's not scoring that. Puts it right through his legs, I think, and in. So Raheem's a bit crazy. We know what we get with Raheem. 1 minute he's a world beater, next minute he's so frustrating. And Jesus, like you say, Pep can trust him in these big games. He can trust him. Both of them did themselves justice yesterday, and we're going to need these players coming into this kind of form with this running. You know what I mean? But yeah, the offside was a bit frustrating. I've seen different angles. Was this still and that? For me, they need to bring a rule out. They talked about maybe the attacker having a thicker line than the defender, and then you're giving the advantage then to the attacker. I mean, it is what it is. In hindsight, yeah, that'd be great, but I don't want to dwell on that really because, I'm not coming out the game devastated because we got beat and that's cost us. We'll come out the game still in front, so I'm happy.
Steve, a lot of people, in fact, when we did the player ratings, we also get a rating for the referee. And it was, I think, the worst rating we've ever done. I think he got like a 0.8. Now, I actually thought across the 90 minutes, he refereed the game quite well in terms of letting the game flow. But some of the decisions I just thought was like proper mad. I don't know why Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't get booked in the first half because he fouled. I can't remember who he fouled now. It might have been like Sterling or someone on the left-hand side, which was pretty much exactly the same as Andy Robertson just done on the other side of the pitch, and he got booked for it. Yeah. And then you've got, obviously, the Fabinho challenge on Bernardo Silva, above the ankle, nowhere near the ball. You've got Thiago. Yeah, I mean, I think he should have been sent off for sure. And it's just a bit disappointing, mate, because, all right, you know what I mean? I don't want to make excuses, but it just seems every time we play Liverpool, in my recent memory, that we've had these decisions go against us, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a little bit frustrating for me.
No, it is. Jesus as well, when he got in between Van Dijk and Alisson, gets brought down. No one's even speaking about it. Don't think Sky's showing a replay. I mean, it is what it is. I thought the referee, to be honest, the game was that high in intensity and that fast. He did let things go when he could have pulled them back. There was a few little niggles here and there, but he let it roll. So I'm not going to be overcritical of him, but like you say, them decisions baffle me because he's booking players for far less. And then the challenge on Bernardo was nasty, just above the ankle, like you say, could have gone either way. Like I say, De Bruyne's getting kicked all over, and then somehow they got a free kick. It was so. I mean, we've got to look at it in context. In a game of that magnitude, played at that pace, you're not going to get a perfect game of football from a referee because sometimes I think he struggled keeping up with it. But he did let the game flow, so. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't think he did too bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Defence, mate, I thought the defence was pretty sick, other than it was just a little bit frustrating for mainly the Mane goal. I think the first goal, Yeah, it was a bit of a mess. You know, we could have dealt with after the header. The ball got put into the back post, and I think it was Foden didn't track Trent. He puts the ball in. No one's marking Jota. It's one of them. I don't think it's shocking defending. I just think everyone's sort of switched off a little bit. Maybe due to the fact that they're a little bit shocked that we've took the lead so early on against Liverpool. Yeah. But the second goal, mate, you know what I mean? That's a real kick in the teeth. That, you know what I mean? You get to half time. Brilliant, you know what I mean? You're 2-1 ahead. Probably should be more ahead than that. What should be happening there is the captain and Pep Guardiola should be saying to these boys, right, first 10-15 minutes, you do not concede a goal. You stay switched on, you know what I'm saying? And we had the kick-off. It goes back to Ederson. He launches it. We lose possession. And then, of course, Mane gets the run on Walker, and it's in the back of the net. A little bit disappointed. I do just want to flip that, and then obviously you can give your thoughts on this, and say that I thought they handled the meltdown after that very well, because of course after conceding after 48 seconds, Liverpool were just going to come at us flying, you know, 100 miles an hour, and I was thinking, shit, you know what I mean, we're in a bad situation here. And whilst I am a little bit frustrated that we conceded the goal in the first place, because I think it's super sloppy, I do also just want to say, like, fair play for getting through that 10-15 minute spell after conceding, which was very difficult.
Yeah, I think at the end of the first half, if the half time would have, if it would have gone another 5 or 10 minutes, I think we'd have scored, because we had our tails up. Goes in at half time, gives them a bit of a breather. Then you're coming out, and I'm thinking exactly the same as you. I'm thinking, right, let's not get caught cold. Let's switch on now. Let's bed in now and just keep them out for 10 or 15 minutes, and the nerves are going to start creeping in. Fortunate for them, they caught us cold. Walker caught on the wrong side. Great finish from Mane as well, you know what I mean? But you could see by the way they celebrated, they didn't really celebrate that goal. It went in. And and at first I thought, as he disallowed it, because they literally didn't really celebrate, because they knew they had to win. They knew that a draw is not good enough. They had to win. So they knew they were in a game. A lot of their team, I think, are coming out of this game thinking, fucking hell, you know, we're lucky there. And I think we've got our tails up a little bit now after that. We seem a little bit more confident. I don't think they're as confident as they think they are now. Their fan base isn't as confident. Spoke to a few Liverpool fans today. Oh, you've won it now, and you've won it now. 2 days ago, they were coming to the Etihad going to smash us to bits. And that's how fine margins are. It's all false confidence, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was a kick in the teeth, that goal. But like you said, we did bounce back well. You know what I mean? After it, we didn't go flat. We went again. And obviously, we got the Sterling one offside. But, you know, and then you've got the one at the end with Mahrez, where if anyone's falling in the last minute to Mahrez,
I know.
You know where he's going. He's cutting in on his left. It's there to be bent round the keeper, bottom corner. Ramadan Mahrez, they call him. You know what I mean? Ready for it. Yeah. And then I don't know where it ended up. It ended up in the exec boxes, I think, above the family.
Yeah, that was our madness, you know what I mean? And I've seen another clip today of the fact he could have put Phil Foden in as well. Phil Foden had the run on Matip. I think it was Matip, and he could have put him in. And look, at the end of the day, it's just one of them, you know what I mean? Our finishing has been our Achilles heel all season. Now, it's looking like, you know what I mean, nothing's done yet, and we've not got our hands on any trophies, but it's looking like we might still get our hands on a trophy, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, come the end of the season without the striker. But of course, we do need a striker this summer. We've already signed one in Julian Alvarez, you know what I mean? We're in the rumour mill for Erling Haaland, and I see new rumours coming out today with Di Marzio saying that basically Haaland ain't happy with the contract proposal from Real Madrid, and it's looking likely that he's going to come to City. Now, obviously, spent loads of time talking about that, so I'm not going to cover it. But the fact is, you get a striker in this team, Steve. I think we go like Super Saiyan, mate. I think we start slamming this league. I think some of these cups, you know what I mean, that we've been knocked out of in the last couple of years, I think we go on, and if we can get the Champions League this year, I could see City winning two or three in the next 4 or 5 years. I really do, mate, because that's the only thing that really lets us down at the moment, is the lack of a striker.
Yeah, we've said that all season, haven't we? And it is frustrating. We'd all love a Sergio striker back. We lost our talisman. We need a gunman up front, don't we? We can pin our hopes on. This season, we've done absolutely fantastic without one. Full credit to Kevin De Bruyne and the boys kicking into gear this business end of the season. But you know my feelings on it and where I think it's going. I think we are in for the big fella. I think that one's going to get over the line, and then to sign Alvarez as well to come in, I think that strengthens us massively. Even if you thought in rotation, you thought Alvarez might play in certain competitions and stuff like that, that'd be brilliant. You know what I mean? But I just read a South American correspondent before say Alvarez is definitely coming pre-season. We said he was talk of him staying there a bit longer, but they reckon he's coming in. So
I reckon he's. I just don't see why would they sign him and then be like, oh yeah, you can come in. And I think he's defo coming in the summer, mate. You know what I mean? I think that's for sure. And Pep will want him to have a pre-season. Pep won't want him to come in at January. You know what I mean? It's come to a completely different continent. Never played in Europe before. Nah, he'll definitely be there. Hopefully, obviously Haaland will be there as well.
Let's just make sure he don't end up like Mateus Vicente Vioso. We signed him under Kevin Keegan, Argentinian striker. I think he was. Yeah, he's going to be the next best thing. I went to watch him train at Platt Lane, and Kevin Keegan did this drill, and every time you missed the target, you had to do press-ups. And this striker spent the whole session doing fucking press-ups because every single shot he took went over the bar. So anyone who's young enough, Vincenzo Mateus Vioso, the next big thing, he clearly wasn't. I could finish better than him, let me tell you.
I don't know about that, lad. You know, come on, let's not be silly now. Steve, I want to talk about Kevin De Bruyne, mate, because I just want to, you know what I mean, and the guy's absolutely sick. You mentioned him before. He's going to be crucial in this running. He's going to be crucial in the Champions League. What you saying, mate? He got another goal in another big game. Is he the biggest, like, you know, like big game players? Is he the biggest big game player we've ever had at this football club in like recent times? Because he seems to just score in every single big match, this guy.
No, listen, he is. He's just unbelievable. And like you say, people say, oh, you know, he was having a stinker of a season. He turned up against Chelsea, won us the game. Turned up against United, won us the game. He's turned up at Burnley the other week when everyone says, oh, fucking Burnley, this, that, and the other, it's hard work, scores. You know what I mean? He turned up again. At the end of the day, he turns up, and that's what big game players do. This is what we were saying on other channels. I had this conversation. We was having an argument about Paul Pogba and certain players, and I said, look, your big game players turn up in big games. I said, name me 5 big game moments Paul Pogba has produced for United in 6 years, and they struggled. You look at Kevin De Bruyne, he's different planet. He's a different planet to them, and he's just kicking into gear at the right time. And his work rate, I'm really interested to see his work rate on Saturday, because I think in the 90th minute, he was still pressing from the front. Do you know what I mean? He gets that mad shade of red, doesn't he? People slag me off for my head going red, but now I'm on this HD camera, I look like pretty smooth. But what I'm saying is,
fresh, bro, looking fresh.
De Bruyne has that tone of red like this, like that, and then you know he's knackered then.
Nah, he's absolutely sick, mate, and like, it's just such a shame that he got injured in that Champions League final, innit? You know what I mean? Last year, as you know, because we need him in the big games. We really, really do. I mean, I'm on his stats for this year. I mean, look at some of the goals he's scoring in here. I mean, he scored obviously at Atletico Madrid. He scored in the Liverpool game at Anfield. He scored 2 at United. He scored the winner at Chelsea. He scored a goal at Brentford, which is a tight game. He scored again, obviously yesterday against Liverpool. He does really produce in the big games, and that's just this season. And you could create a whole sort of like video reel of his goals in the big games. My standout one was that one where he left-footed it at the bridge. You know what I mean? Outside the box, he played the ball to Gabriel Jesus. Jesus laid it off, and he just whipped it left foot into the back of the net. And he's a real big game player. My main concern is, right, and I've been having this conversation with my mates today in the WhatsApp group, is how do we like protect him? Because obviously we've got games coming up thick and fast. I expect us to go through Atletico Madrid. We'll speak about that game shortly, but I expect us to go through that, which is obviously going to add a further 2 football matches minimum. You don't know what's going to happen on Saturday against Liverpool in the Cup. Hopefully we win that. If we do, obviously that adds another one. You know, what do we do here? You know what I mean? Is it? Do you rest him? Do you literally take him out of a game and rest him? Or do you start him, try and get 1-2 goals up and then take him off as soon as possible? Like, because this guy can't get injured, mate. If this guy gets injured, that'd be real bad, you know what I mean?
I think you've got to trust KDB as well. He's probably one of these players that wants to start. He'll probably be telling Pep, don't rest, mate. I'm in my rhythm. I've got my groove on. Get me playing. You know what I mean? I'll get me in there. And I'd do what you just said there. I'd start him. And then hopefully in some of the games, if we're controlling it and you realise that we're going to win this game, we can take him off. I expect there to be changes on Saturday for the cup.
I agree. I think so.
So I'm expecting Zinchenko's and people like that to play. We've done that before in the FA Cup against Chelsea. We changed it. I think he's going to change it again. Madrid's the more important of the two on Wednesday night. So I expect a really strong lineup there. But yeah, Pep's really good at managing the team. You know, he gets a lot of credit for everything he does, but managing this squad with these players and rotating it and getting it right, that takes some doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to go through the fixtures in a second and tell you what I'd do if this was FIFA. But before I do, guys, we've got nearly 500 people in the stream. Hopefully you've all subscribed. If you've not, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Any help towards that, we really, really appreciate it, man. Please drop a like on the stream as well. We're currently on 175 likes. Let's see if we can get to, like, I don't know, 300? Should we go 300, Steve?
Yeah, 300. Come on, man. You what? If there's 500 watching, it takes a second to hit the like button. Come on, let's get them likes up and get me to 10k because I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge. I'm about 50 or 60 away from 10k, I think.
Yeah, man. I was going to put it up on screen, bro, but Jordan's not hearing it, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, guys, just go YouTube, yeah? Big Steve MCFC, and it'll be the first one that comes up. Instagram as well. Guys got a bet on with Saeed in it, so you can't be letting United fan win this, man.
Saeed, I've got to get more followers than Saeed by the end of the season. Can't let this United fan, you know what I mean? So all the Blues, if you're not following me on Insta, jump over there at Big Steve MCFC. Appreciate it.
No, absolutely, guys. And one last thing, the stream today is sponsored by OneFootball. Go download the app. Link is in the description. Pin comment as well. Completely free app to download, whether you're a City fan, Chelsea fan, Liverpool fan, United fan. It's sick for everyone. Download it. Select whoever your favourite team is, and you get all the team news straight to your phone. I'm talking starting lineups, transfer news, transfer rumours, in-game stats, in-game commentary. As much, like, it's absolutely sick, mate, and it's completely free. Download it. Links in the description, and you do help support the channel if you download it, so we appreciate it. We've got a super chat here from Iota Face with a 5. There's no comment on it, man, so I'll keep my eye out in case you put anything in the chat, but thanks a lot for the donation. I appreciate that, and I will, if you put anything in the chat, man, I'll try and read it out. Fixtures, yeah, so fixtures, right? We've got Atletico Madrid, and we will come to Atletico Madrid. I know I keep saying that, but we will come to Atletico Madrid. We obviously got that game on Wednesday, and then we play Liverpool on Saturday at 3:30. Now, for me, yeah, Atletico Madrid, I'm looking at that thinking, if we can get a goal there, yeah, and take the first goal, because obviously the first goal in that game is going to be huge anyway, but if we can get that goal, get to about 60, 70 minutes, I think that, I think we can see that game out without conceding 2 goals in the last 20 minutes. So I'd look at taking Kev off there. I'd start him against Liverpool, providing that happens. Brighton and Watford, to be honest, guys, we should be winning those games 2-0 by the 60th minute. You know what I mean? Brighton and Watford, they ain't great. I know Brighton were in woeful form. I know they did beat Arsenal, but Watford in the relegation zone. You know what I mean? So you can sort of save Kev. You know what I mean? I do think you need to start him in these games because we need to just get the wins. What you don't want to be doing in these big Premier League games, you don't want to be chasing it last 20 minutes. Oh, Kev, go on, throw you on because, my team that started ain't done the business. So start him, get the 3 points in the bag, 60 minutes, take him off. And then obviously you've got Leeds. But at the end of the day, you do need a little bit of good fortune in this situation. And we can't put everything on Kevin De Bruyne. Of course, he's a massive player for us. But there are opportunities to rest him. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
no, you're right. You're right. And it's, we couldn't have asked for 2 better league games coming up. You know what I mean? I know on paper, it's an easy win. City fans are saying it, but Brighton's had a great result there at Arsenal at weekend. Watford, I think, are struggling and doomed. I think we take them apart. Brighton will be a little bit trickier. I know they played well at Anfield as well when they played there, but you're looking at them 2 games, you're thinking get the job done. And Pep's got a tough task against them because sometimes you can overthink it and think it's only Watford and Brighton and make a few changes and then you could end up struggling. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan of what you said. get the big boys on, get our noses in front, and then take off the ones you need to rest. You know what I mean? I'd be happy doing that. But I do think that the semi-final team at weekend is going to be really, really different to what we all think.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Now, we've got a member chat here from Ollie B. Member for 17 months of the Extra Club. Guys, that's absolutely mad. 17 months, crazy guy. If you want to join the Extra Club, link is in the description. Help support the channel. Ollie says, on my way to Madrid tomorrow morning. So, Ollie making the trip. Steve will be there as well. I'm sure many more people.
We'll see you in the square, but don't go in the square tomorrow because it's full of Chelsea fans because they're playing Real Madrid.
There you go. Some good advice there. I remember actually I went to Madrid the last time we played him, and we was in that square, obviously getting on it, and the women's team were there. You know what I mean? The City women's team were there having a few beers. They made the trip over.
Playa Mayor, I think it's called.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to head to the stadium tomorrow. Might have a mooch round early doors. Full of Chelsea in the city, innit? So let them go to the Bernabeu and get what's coming to them, and then we'll clean it up tomorrow, the day after.
We've got a super chat here from Nick Toll. Let me whack it on the screen for you, Nick Toll, bro. As Jesus and Sterling's #1 fan, it was great to see them score yesterday, despite the offside. Yesterday made me more confident for the FA Cup tie. Interesting, bro, because to be honest, I think Wednesday, and we might just come on to Wednesday now because, let's go on. Obviously, it's a good time to come on to the Atletico game. I think Wednesday, and I've said this for a long time, I think it'll be Mahrez and Grealish that start on the wings. Purely because they're better on the ball and can keep ball possession, and there will be periods in that game where I expect there'll be periods in the game that we'll struggle. We're such a good team that we might actually just breeze through the whole game and come out after 90 minutes and go, Jesus, that was easy. But I don't expect that to be the case. I do think there'll be moments during that game where we will struggle. And you want players on the pitch that can keep the ball in them hostile arenas. Now, of course, UEFA have banned 5,000 fans. It ain't going to make that much difference, to be honest with you guys. And I just think get Grealish on left wing, get Mahrez on right wing, because then if you do need a little bit of a breather, you need to just keep the ball. They're the players that you want. And then Saturday, you could literally just go straight back to what you did in the Premier League game and put Jesus and Sterling on. So, look, we've got such a good squad that we're able to do that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do think it'll be Mahrez and Grealish on the wings for Atletico Madrid. I don't know what you're saying on that, Steve.
Yeah, well, Grealish wound him up a bit, didn't he? They didn't like his hair and that, so that might.
They didn't like him, did they?
No, so we'll get him on there. Someone said to me they could see Fernandinho starting, but I don't think so. I don't think he's got the legs for it. I don't think so. I don't think I could see him starting against Brighton and Watford. No disrespect, but big game like that, I think got to be Rodri in there. Nathan Ake might play left back again, like he did the other day. You just never know.
I would do that. I would do that though, Steve, because at the end of the day, we don't need to win this game. We're already winning, and are they going to go from no shots or whatever it was, one shot, no shots on target, to suddenly cutting us open and scoring 2 or 3 goals? No, they're not. They might score a goal, but they're not going to start cutting us open and ruin us. You know what I mean?
So because they come out of their own half, and I'll tell you what, if they do come out of their own half, they'll be in for a shot because we'll cut right through them, because we're not Man United. You know what I mean? We're not shithousing our way to victory. If they start getting brave and come over that halfway line, we'll take them apart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I made the shout. I said, I would start Ake against Atletico Madrid at left back, because then you're giving Cancelo a rest who plays a lot of football, and then you can start him in the Liverpool game, because I do think they'll be changing in the Liverpool game, but I don't want us to I don't want to disrespect some of our players, but I don't want to throw the game. I still want to beat him. I still want to win the game. I want to go to the final. I want to win the FA Cup. So whilst I do think there'll be a few changes, you know what I mean? I still think you could. I don't think you need to play Cancelo against Atletico Madrid. You know what I mean? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, what's the main thing that we need to go to Atletico Madrid and do? Not lose. If you don't lose the game, we're going through to the semi-final. You know what I mean? So you don't need that creativity. Kevin De Bruyne will start against Atletico Madrid because he's a big game player and he'll be needed on the football pitch. So you've still got creativity there. You've obviously got Jack Grealish and Riyad Mahrez who can create. So I just think it's an opportunity. And of course, you got Ruben Diaz who's back in training now. He'll be making the trip over. I don't know if he won't start the game, of course. He probably won't get any minutes. And even if he does, he'll probably get 10 or 15. But again, this is another big player, Ruben Diaz. And It'll be interesting to see how Pep manages him. And this is where Pep's man management skills, as well as relationship with the players and obviously the physios and the medical staff at the football club, this is it. This is the time. You know what I mean? Everyone's nervous. Pep will be nervous because every time he sees a player go down on a training ground with holding his hamstring or holding his knee, he'll be shitting himself.
No, he will. He will. It's tough, mate. Like you say, it's business end of the season. But this is a tough game in Madrid. We know how they're going to set up. They could turn it into a battle. They're going to try and drag us down to their level. They want us to lose our heads. They want us to take our eye off the game and start getting involved in spats and Grealish and all that. This is one thing Pep's got to make sure we don't do. And like you say, I just think we get the job done. I just think their fans are going to put pressure on them to come and play. They've had 2 stinkers last 2 games. 1 shot in 2 games is stinking a joint out. Their fans are thinking, you know what? Real Madrid across the road, going to Chelsea, playing good football. We need to do it at home. And I think they might fall into the trap. And I think they might try and come out and get caught. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to the trip out there. Bit of factor 50 on the bonds and get the win.
What's the weather out there? Have you checked?
It's not bad. It's up and down like a yo-yo. It'll be probably pissing down if we're going there. You know what it's like.
Oh, no, Wednesday, mate. Wednesday, 19 degrees. When are you coming back?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday's 22.
Ready for Wembley.
But, yeah, 19 degrees. That's decent, man. You know what? I need a holiday, man. You know what I mean? This country, bro. You know what I mean? I was doing all right. And then 2 weeks ago, we got that hot weather, didn't we? And it sent me west now because I'm like, I need that. I need that in my life. You know what I mean? I was accustomed to...
I'll be back in Madrid in 3 or 4 weeks. That's the one for you, isn't it? City extra trip to Madrid. Get it on the expenses.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, can I just mention, I don't know if I mentioned this, Steve, but I keep shouting this guy out, but that performance from Karim Benzema against Chelsea last week was one of the best performances I've ever seen in the Champions League, mate. It was absolutely stunning. He is such a good footballer, and it made me think as well, even more, how the hell can Real Madrid... I know, obviously, you got your thoughts, you got your beliefs, obviously, the source that you've been told and that, but how the hell can Real Madrid say, see you later, Benzema, mate? You know what I mean?
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not happening, is it?
No, not the form he's on, you know what I mean? He's getting to the business end of his career now, and he's realising he's keeping himself in good shape. He seems to have been around for years and years and years, you know.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
But like I say, that performance, like you say, was... You love to see it, man. You love to see it.
I just had to say that because he's fucking sick. Yeah, a question about Fernandinho, because there's a lot of Fernandinho love in the chat here. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying, "Nah, play Dino." Is there a potential that you could play both Fernandinho and Rodri? Because obviously it would take the pressure off Rodri. You don't have to do much running. You're getting more protection on your defence because you've got 2 in front of the defence instead of just the 1. You're giving Fernandinho some more game time because he might be needed in other games, like say Brighton, Watford. He might be needed there. Get him a bit sharper. Because obviously when we first got Rodri, we did actually play him in the double pivot, didn't we? Although did we play him with Gundogan or was it with Fernandinho? I can't remember now. But
played him with both. I think it didn't work with Gundogan anyway, in my opinion. But no, I mean, listen, Fernandinho can definitely do a job, and every time he's come in this season, he's looked the part. But I just think with Fernandinho, that there's going to be a battle in midfield, and they want to turn it into a battle. And I think Fernandinho's strength is battling, and I think if he starts rattling a few in there, he could lose his head, and that's what I'm scared of. Whereas if we play the Bernardo and Gundogan and Rodri, I think we're just too fast for them. They don't get near us. The last thing we want is Fernandinho coming on there and just thinking he wants to fight everyone, because that's what Fernandinho does. So I'd save him maybe later in the game. If we get our noses in front, I'd bring him on just to calm it down, because don't forget, if they start rattling a few, if Grealish loses his head or a couple of the younger boys start, getting a bit annoyed, that might be the time when we need Fernandinho to slip in there with Gundogan and just calm it all down and get us over the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and you mentioned Grealish as well. Grealish has got a mad game against Atletico Madrid, because I do think he'll start. That's if Pep trusts him now, because of course against Atletico Madrid, it wasn't really his fault, to be fair. The Atletico Madrid players lost their heads and started kicking out at him, and he had a little bit of a reaction. Now, of course, he's a guy, you know what I mean, young man, full of testosterone and that, you know what I mean, and he wanted to obviously have a bit of a word, and Pep grabbed him and that, and that's my only thing is, does Pep trust him? Because Pep knows that in this game, and you said it already, that they're going to try and wind him up, but Grealish can flip that and wind them up and get them players booked and get them players sent off. But of course, if he gets into it a little bit too much, he might then become the problem for us. So this is a real big game for Grealish if he starts, because I think we're going to see what level of maturity is he at. Is he at someone that knows he's going to get kicked, that knows that they're going to try and get him booked and try and get him sent off, try and get him to react, because that's what they'll do. And can he handle that? And on the flip side, can he actually use that to his advantage and sort of flip it and get them booked and get them sent off? Because that's what he did, obviously, in the home leg, but of course he reacted. So, massive game for Grealish. You could say this is probably, if he starts, which I think he will, possibly one of the biggest games he's played for us this season.
Yeah, of course. Listen, he's come from Villa. He's never been in this Champions League position before. He's in a quarter-final. He's coming up against different teams, continental teams. We know what they're about. We know that they're going to try and rattle him. They know they were flicking his hair and he was having a bite back. I think Pep and that would have got a grip of him and said, look, and especially Fernandinho, Gundogan, the experienced boys in the squad, someone needs to pull him just before the game and say, look, if we're thinking it, they're going to be thinking it. So they're going to have to pull him and say, look, they're going to try and get under your skin here. Do what you do best. And listen, every time they touched Grealish in that home leg, Grealish just fell over and got a free kick. In the Champions League, believe it or not, that works. Yeah, in the Premier League, it slows us down. In the Champions League, it works. And Jack could choose to do that and frustrate the life out of him, or he could just choose to put on a Jack Grealish masterclass that we've been waiting for and go and win us the game.
Yeah. What other key battles do you reckon that'll be on that pitch on Wednesday? And it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because the last two matches we played against Liverpool, obviously we drew when we're playing Atletico. Whilst we never go in the game not to win, we didn't need to win either of them. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
No, it's mad. It's mad. I'm just thinking of some other key battles in there. I think
Felix obviously is going to be huge for them. He's got to try and get on the ball a bit more. I like João Felix, but he didn't really do much in that first leg.
Frustrated. Him and Griezmann and Suarez must be thinking, I can't believe they want us to play in this formation, because João Felix got a bit of something about him. Surely to God he wants to play in a great attacking side, not in a defensive side. So, but listen, Simeone's got his own ways. He's got his own ideas of how he gets things done. You know, he has won trophies with them, so he's done it his way. So I just think they thought, right, getting back to the Wanda, still with a bit of life in them. 1-0 to them's not the end of the world, and I just think they're going to come out and try and have a ding dong with us, but I think it'll play into our hands.
Yeah, it's going to be a madness, and I'm sure obviously the atmosphere is going to be absolutely sick. You know what I mean? I know it's a little bit frustrating, and because obviously a few fans of Atletico Madrid obviously done something in the first leg, which has meant that UEFA have had to take the decision to reduce the atmosphere by attendance, not the atmosphere, by 5,000. I say it won't have much of an impact on the atmosphere. And I'm sure they'll be right up for it. And you know, we said it in the preview, didn't we, Steve, that Atletico Madrid last week, they weren't bothered about the result in terms of getting a win. You know what I mean? They just wanted, as you just said right there, to get back to the Wanda and just have a chance. And they do have a chance, you know what I mean? They do have a chance. Okay, they didn't have a single shot or whatever in the last match, but they still have a chance. They're only 1-0 down. You know what I mean, if they beat us on Wednesday, no one's going to be like, oh shit, that's mad. Like, they're a good side when they play well, and we got to respect him. We do have to respect him, you know what I mean? And we don't need to be, we can't be stupid with these changes. Like, obviously, we've spoke about Ake coming in at left back potentially. I would be happy with that. But other than that, you know what I mean? I think obviously put your Mahrez on, put your Grealish on for your ball-holding players over your likes of Sterling and Jesus, or a little bit more gung-ho and just go up play. You don't really need that in this type of game. But other than that, you know, keep it simple, keep it nice. Laporte, Stones, keep doing what you're doing. Them two were absolutely brilliant. That Laporte tackle against whoever it was at Liverpool yesterday. Do you know what I'm on about? Was it Jota in the first half, was it?
He slid on the floor and just kept his leg out and then just stuck it round and hooked it clear.
I'm buzzing for him, you know.
Yeah, no, he did well, man. He did well. The whole back four did well yesterday. Cancelo was having a nightmare for about 5 minutes and then decided he was going to take the piss, started nutmegging people and flicking it through and all that, and it was class.
Yeah, no, it was great. But I'm buzzing for Laporte because obviously he's had a bit of a weird City career, Laporte, man. Like, he come in, and started pinging balls left, right, and centre, and we were like, yeah, this guy can play football, you know what I mean? And then next thing, everyone was talking about him being like the best centre back in the world up there with Van Dijk, and then he had a couple of bad games in a Champions League, and then all of a sudden he's been getting a bit of stick off some City fans, in the last couple of months. But he's been coming into his own these last couple of weeks. He's been coming into his own, and I think it's going to be a real battle. Because when Ruben Diaz comes back into the side, which he will do in a couple of weeks' time, Pep's got a big call there, because neither Laporte or John Stones deserve to be dropped. You know what I mean? And it'll be interesting to see what Pep does. Does he stick with the two and say, you know what, Ruben, we're doing all right without you, pal. Stay on the bench until one of these fucks up. Like,
yeah,
another big call.
I think he'll rotate it, and it's not a bad problem to have. If you've got Ake and Diaz in the wings, like you say, if you need to rest a couple, you might do that. You might find Diaz and Ake come in for a game, especially if it's like Watford, Brighton, Leeds away. Things like that. You never know. Listen, we need all the boys back for this running. We need them all back. If we can rotate and play it cute and keep everyone fresh, we just got to get over that line, mate. 7 games, 7 big cup finals in that league now. We just need to win them all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was looking at the fixtures before. It's basically our away games, isn't it? Because if you look at our home games, I don't think we're going to be caused many problems. We've got Brighton at home, Watford at home, Newcastle at home, Villa at home. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Villa's going to be well tricky. I don't think it will, to be honest. I think people are reading into the story too much. As football fans, we like to do this as football fans. We don't look at the facts, and we don't look at how teams play. We love storylines. It's Gerrard or whatever. He's going to love it. The fact is, we're at home playing against a team. Gerrard isn't going to set his team up to sit back and just defend with 11 men behind the ball on the edge of his. He'll try and get them to play. If they come to a City and try and play, I'll take it all day long. I think Newcastle will be on the beaches. Watford and Brighton, I think we won't have any issues there. Where we will lose this league, if we lose it, which I don't think we will, I think we'll go on to win the league now after yesterday's result, is the away games. You got Wolves away. That's going to be played in between West Ham and Villa, the second to last game of the season. That's going to be absolutely disgusting. West Ham away. Of course, we played there in the Carabao early on in the season. Didn't look great, got beat on penalties. And Leeds away. Now, hopefully Leeds, they're not really safe, but they're kind of safe, aren't they? So you never know. By that time, hopefully they'll be on the beaches as well. But it's the away games. Now, we do actually have a decent away record this year. Yeah, I mean, as you'll know, travelling up and down the country watching us. But it's them away games that worry me. If we can come through them, I think we've got it, mate. I think we can do it. I think we'll go on to win the league.
The Wolves one sticks out because we know Wolves are a really good defensive team and they can keep you out. I mean, at the Etihad, they kept us out and we got the penalty, and dubious as it was, we got it. But that's my only doubt, if they frustrate the life out of us and try and, but I'm thinking, they're sort of floating around mid-table now. They're not going to get in that top 4 or anywhere near it. They might come out and try and play. He might try to do things different, rest a few, try and do a few. I don't know, but but you'd take it where we are now. If someone offered you that at the beginning of the season, 1 point clear, 7 to go, and these are your fixtures, you're taking it. You're taking that all day long. Yeah. So listen, we've just got to get buckled down, get the seatbelts on, and just lock in. It's another mad 7-game run to take us to the title, and we've done it before and we'll do it again.
Did you see that's... you're not on Twitter, are you? Good decision. But there's a thing going around on Twitter today. Some, what they call that, algorithm things or something like that, yeah? Some companies created an algorithm about the fixtures. And City, out of every team in the league, have apparently the second easiest fixture run into the end of the season.
I'll take it.
Liverpool have the 10th, so they're not exactly in the terrible position, but we have the second easiest run into the end of the season, according to this algorithm thing that was going around on Twitter today.
It's never easy against City because people raise the game. If you're a football player and you're playing Manchester City at the weekend, no matter what position you're playing in that team, if you're coming up against De Bruyne, you want to show the world that you're better than De Bruyne or you can stop him. If you're a centre back, you want to show the world that Riyad Mahrez or whatever is not getting the better of you, or Foden. So, United used to have it years ago. Everyone used to raise the game, play Man United because they were champions. And I think everyone raises the game, plays City and Liverpool. So, it's going to be tough, but we've done it before. Like you say, we've got the momentum now. We had a bit of a fault and a stutter, and we were looking a bit stop-startish. The international break came at the right time.
Yeah.
Gathered our thoughts again. Pep, give him the boost. We went out there to the tricky one, Burnley. Oh, you're going to get beat at Burnley. They've got the business done, you know what I mean? And like you say, United was one where people said you might slip up. Man United always turn up at the Etihad. They got dealt with. Liverpool, the big machines come into town. They're going to roll over you. Didn't happen. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? We just got to do what we do, mate. Do what Man City do. Don't listen to all the haters. Don't listen to all the dickheads in the media and all the knobheads that are talking absolute garbage. Just concentrate what we're doing. Make sure we're all back this team 100% on social media and at the games, and let's get us over the line again and get that title in the cabinet.
Yeah, it's kind of mad, because like obviously we're the most successful team in this country in like the last 10 years or whatever it is. And so a lot of the pundits have been like, nah, Liverpool, mate, Liverpool are going to do it. They got the momentum. Gary Neville, fucking hell, don't know what's happened to him. He dropped on his head or something. He's talking about Liverpool going to do something special this season, you know what I mean? And it was, I think it was only really like Mika Richards and Roy Keane. And Roy Keane, to be fair to the guy, he was like, I think you're all forgetting that Man City is still the best team in this country and they have the best manager in the country. And it's kind of a bit weird. And to be honest, it was a bit frustrating. But at the same time, I think whilst maybe they were chatting Merkles in a way, I think they've actually done us a favour, some of these pundits, because they actually put, maybe unintentionally, I think they actually ended up putting the pressure on Liverpool. All these pundits in this country, and obviously I know not everyone in the chat is from the UK, and you'll have different pundits depending on where you are. But a lot of them in this country were like, nah, Liverpool are going to do it. They've got the momentum. They'll just go and do it. They're going to do something special this year. And at first I was like, why are you saying that, man? Like, we're top of the league. You know what I mean? We're the team in this country, not Liverpool. And I actually think unintentionally they've ended up putting a lot of pressure on them, which probably they didn't want to do. And like I say, it was only Roy Keane really that turned around and said, this team is actually the best team, and don't be writing Pep Guardiola. I thought it was a bit weird, bro. I just thrown out there, man.
Nah, but look, we'll take it. We'll take it. We know a lot of the time it's us against everyone else anyway. They don't like it. They don't give Pep the credit he deserves. They don't give the team the credit he deserves. Apparently, it's easy to win when you've got all this money. You just throw money at everything and you win everything. Man United's trying to do the same and it's clearly not working out. So that's a lot of bollocks. And at the end of the day, let them put the pressure on Liverpool. We've had the pressure on us before. In the title race, when it's been tight, we've had the pressure on us and we've won it. At the end of the day, we've just come out of them fixtures I just told you about, the banana skins, the Burnley, Man United, Liverpool, all that, and we're still top. So at the end of the day, bring it on. We don't create pressure. We're realists here. We're Man City fans. We know we're in a title race. We know we've got the best manager in the world. We know we've got a fantastic team. And we know we've got a great chance of winning the league. So we just got to get our boys over the line.
No, absolutely. Right, guys, before we finish off, I want to get the score predictions off Steve, and I'll give you mine as well. But before we do, over 500 people in the stream. Hopefully you've all subscribed to the channel. If you've not, please smash that subscribe button. Smash a like on it as well. We're currently on 368 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 450 likes by the end of the stream, guys. So please drop a thumbs up on the stream if you've not done so already. And of course, go download the OneFootball app. Link in the description. They've sponsored today's stream. Completely free to download. When you download it, select whoever you support as your favourite team. You get all the team news straight to your phone, like starting lineups, in-game stats, in-game commentary. You get transfer news, transfer rumours, literally everything that you could possibly want completely for free, specific to your football club. And you can do that by downloading it. Link is in the description, pin, comment. And, of course, go check out Big Steve, man. Big Steve, I put the socials on screen there. Trying to get to 10k on YouTube, and he's trying to get more followers than Saeed, which, of course, we all would like that to happen, bro. Right, before we wrap up, Steve, score prediction for Wednesday. You're going out there. Hopefully it's nice weather for you, pal. What are you thinking? How you think this game's going to go? What's your score prediction?
I think we get the job done. I think, like you say, Madrid can't play as bad as they did at the Etihad. They've got pressure off their own fans and the media now because they're stinking the joint out. I think they're going to try and come out and play a bit of football. And I think we take them apart. I think we beat them 2-0. Nice and comfy.
Nice. You know what I mean? And if we can get them 2 goals early on, then that's absolutely mad. Yes, Dixon, thanks a lot for the super chat, bro. Appreciate that. And Liverpool, because of course I'm not going to speak to you until next week now. So we got Liverpool in the FA Cup. We might see a little bit of a weakened side there. Well, weakened, that's probably not the right words. Let me rephrase. I might see a bit of a change squad with some of the fringe players. I think that's fairer. Well, what are you thinking on that one?
It's really hard to call. Do you know what I'm doing? I'll be dead honest with you, Lewis. I'm just trying to take every game as it comes. And at the minute, my head's on Madrid. So if we might be able to do some at the end of the week, and I'll tell you what I think then. But at the minute, just getting Madrid out of the way. I don't want to tempt fate and go too gung-go yet.
Mate, you got that smart mind, mate. You know what I mean? I'm already thinking about the treble celebration at the end of the season.
What drinking in that?
yeah, exactly. Right, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks a lot to Big Steve. Go check him out on his socials on Instagram. He does loads of lives on Instagram. He's trying to get more followers than Saeed, and of course, go check him out at, on the YouTube channel, Big Steve MCFC. Trying to get to 10k. Steve, man, enjoy.
Big Six show tonight, 9 o'clock. He's on.
Big Six show tonight where Steve's repping City as always. Steve, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I appreciate it as always. Enjoy the trip. Safe journey. Hope we have some nice weather over there. And of course, I hope you can bring back, I was going to say bring back the 3 points, but what would you say? Bring back the next round? Is that a thing?
Bring back the next round, yeah. That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. Right, guys, we'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Go check out Big Steve on the Big Six in a bit. And we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.
Bald gedient das ganze Land. Ha, 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 Land.